Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Season 11. We're here with Round 1. It's a brand new day for the Sim Racing Alliance. It's going to be a little bit more punishing out here during qualifying.
It's definitely a hard one here. It's what it's like. It's very, very punishing.
For all the way in Germany, this will be the first time we see this in the team series here. This is a track where you will be driving the track, not as much driving the drivers on the track.
Very brave is the Ferrari to get the move done.
He does get the position done.
Oh, huge contact, and they're both going to go around. It's going to be a huge move up the inside.
He's been using every bit of the track.
Pedal to the metal, foot to the floor.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Good evening, everybody. How are we doing out here tonight? Welcome to Season 12, Division 4, Round 2 of Laguna Seca. I'm here with Ryan Van Epps and Sean Daniels. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. How are we doing, guys?
Doing pretty good. Excited to be back. Excited to watch some Division 4 action tonight. Tight, small track should make for some really intense racing.
Yes, sir. Right now, we're getting set up. Qualifying should start in a few minutes. In the meantime, let's take a look at the track map today.
We got a pretty famous track here at Laguna Seca. Lots of pretty known turns. Everyone knows the corkscrew. Andretti hairpin is a pretty known tight turn 2, which, you know, a lot of people consider your turn 1. It's where you're going to be coming barreling down on that first lap. But other than that, it's a pretty short track with short lap times, which makes for some intense racing throughout the whole race. Even when the track starts to get, pack starts to get spread out, you start to run in on people pretty quick, and people start getting lapped pretty quick. So you're just looking at non-stop action at this pretty famous track. How do you guys feel about this track?
Yeah, I think you're hit the nail right in the head with a average time of about 1:23, and about 35 cars on the field. Is gonna get pretty crowded pretty quick. One thing to look out for would be the kink, turn number 6 that goes into the straight. That is a danger point on this track. For some reason, that sausage curve is out for violence today, so expect a lot of incidents there. Also, the Andretti hairpin, that's turn 1 or turn 2 in this track, since the kink on the crest is considered turn 1. That's actually a pretty good action point to see some good passes, as we saw last night on D5.
And while we sit here and wait for the tracks to get the cars to get all set up on track for their qualifying times, I'd like to go through our sponsors here. Things we can't do this series without. Huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documize, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documize.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates. Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRA, lowercase te, at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style. Elevate every lap with top-tier quality craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups. Premium esports setup for everyone. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles, magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look good, all for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
Alright guys, we're going to jump in right into the action here. Qualifying has just started, so we'll take a look at that and get the stream going on. First on track we got Rufus. Dan Rufus on the 280 McLaren leading the pack for qualifying. It should be pretty intense qualifying today. I'm looking forward to maybe a 122.5. What do you think, Ryan?
Oh, for these silver drivers, I'm thinking the higher end of 122. But I'm thinking pole position tonight, you're going to see a pretty low 122, probably around 122.3, 122.4. This is one of those tracks that when you get down into these kind of numbers, these kind of lap times, to squeeze out those last tenths, those last hundredths and thousandths, it takes perfection. It takes an absolutely perfect drive. So that's what these guys are looking for. They're looking to hit that perfect lap.
Let's take a ride here with Dan, see a little bit of the track here, show us how it's done.
As we said before, right there, you see one of those sausage cups. They are, you have to be on the edge of them without hitting them if you want to get that perfect lap. But if you make a mistake and run into them a little bit, it could end your race, but it could put a huge damper on it.
We've got two cars tonight with a quali van, but I only see one of them in the server. Which, given how tough turn one's going to be on the first lap, that might not be a bad thing.
Yeah, sit back and kind of watch everything unfold and pick your lines and pick your choices around any incidences.
All right, Dan is finishing up the lap. Let's see what kind of time he puts up to start us with. We got a 125.5. That's a lot of time still out there, but these are most likely banker laps, as Matt Melanson puts at 124.1.
Rudderham straight to the point with a 123.9.
Rudderham wasting no time with a banker lap.
On his awesome American Airlines Bentley. Can't get enough of that livery.
And the Bentleys at Paul Ricard had a great week last week. You know, that track is set up perfectly for the Bentley. This track, on the other hand, these Bentleys are gonna have to really work for it. This is not the ideal track for a car like that. So they're really gonna have to work for it if they want to finish well tonight.
Dan Rufus is not going to give up easily, though. He's up 9/10 coming through Sector 3. It's going to be a massive improvement, up over a second now. Little blip of the throttle. He's going to lose a little bit. It's good enough for P4. Stefan Buckley is now holding the pole position with a 23.6.
Ooh. A little bit of confusion there.
Hey, another thing you want to look out for on this track is dipping a tire into that sand. A lot of the times it can you'll get lucky if it slows you down a little bit, but you're gonna get very unlucky when you dip a tire in the sand and it just pulls you in, and it's hard to make a save after that. Not much room for error on this track.
Not even a little bit of room.
Not a lot of room for error on this track, with a very small, tight track. Makes for some very intense driving, that's for sure.
We already got some fans gathering up in the chat. I see some call-outs for Foster.
Foster's waiting patiently in the pits for his turn to go out with the gold crew.
He sure is. Stefani is improving 3 seconds in his lap right now, so it should be good for P3.
This is your race winner from last week as well.
We got the provisional pole sitter right now. He's up 4/10 on his time, so he should. Oh no, he just made a mistake there. He dropped all the progress he's made, but let's see if he can squeeze out a little bit more time here in the last turn.
Little slide out of that GTR, it can get away from me. He gained another 2/10 coming out of the last turn, though.
He extends his pole. He's down at 123.5.
Are we going to see a silver driver into the 22s?
I'm telling you, I'm looking forward for 22.5 today.
Stefani's looking like he may take away that pole position here.
Ducharme is going to have a shot at it as well here. There it is.
Yep.
Your race winner from last week, sitting on provisional pole. Now, as we saw coming into the race tonight, Dean Stefani was your race winner, but he, in his practice laps, didn't seem to be getting the best times down. He was sitting about ninth place, in practice, and if you remember from our interview with him last race, he said that he's never driven this track before. So this week coming up to the race was him learning the track from scratch. So to be sitting provisional pole is pretty impressive.
Looks like he's a fast learner.
Yeah, very fast.
They got to be weary of these sausage curbs, though. There's many out here on this track that will ruin your day.
Kyle Miller is up 0.3 on his time, trying to break into that 123 number. Got a long way to go to keep that delta in the green. That corkscrew right here that could really make or break your lap. You gotta nail it just right. Keep the power down without losing the back of the car. It's up only 1/10 right now. Dropping down, he's got to get a good exit on this.
A little deep.
Doesn't hit it right. Is not gonna get a better time this lap around.
Buckley's up 0.3. That should be good for pole if he puts the gas down. There we go.
And it is.
There it is. Good job, Buckley.
And we're almost into the 22s, folks.
Anderson is up 0.5 on his lap here. If Anderson can pull this together, he will. He should take that provisional pole. He just needs to hold it together for 2 more turns.
He's doing more than that. He's gaining.
Yeah. Lost a little bit. Yep. He needs a good exit on this. A good turn in and a good exit. Get that time back. Lost a little bit there. Won't give him pole, but it'll get him up 1 more spot. No, he stayed P4.
Improve his time, not his position.
Oh. Kyle Miller, last car on track for silver drivers. This will be putting an end to the silver qualifying as the golds start to make their way out on track.
Actually, we still got Johnston on the bow. He just invalidated.
He just invalidated, yep.
We will be pulling off an RTG. Miller making a great improvement on his time.
Good for P6.
Jumps him up 4 spots.
All right, so here's your provisional pole sitter for silver. And overall, Stefan Buckley. Let's jump in with the gold, guys.
Here's where we're looking for that 122.5.
I feel like he had a faster lap time than that on the board, on the leaderboard.
Buckley?
No.
Let's see. On the leaderboard, the fastest silver driver during practice was Stefani of a 122.9.
I meant overall. I think it was Barantes, wasn't it?
Yes, Barantes had a 122.3 in practice coming up to the race.
Speaking of Barantes, I expect good things from him. He had an unfortunate power outage last race that took the win from him. But
yeah, I would say that's our biggest story of the night. That heartbreaking towards the end for Barantes. He was running so good all race. You know, he was not just leading but pulling away and just putting great lap after lap after lap. Then he had his, you know, like you said, his power outage, and
I think that's my pick for the day today. I think he will do well in this track. I'm not a Lamborghini fan, but can't hate on the guy when he's driving so well. What do you guys have for today's picks?
Let's see.
I want to say Vasquez, but I want a different pick from you.
Good for pole right now for Vasquez. Sorry to interrupt. 122.7. Go ahead.
I think is Galindo here tonight? Was he one of the race? Was he racing tonight?
Galindo is here. He's currently P25, but
No time.
He just hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't got
I
time.
believe,
In.
I'm gonna say Galindo's my pick. He was the pole sitter in qualifying at Paul Ricard. He had an unfortunate contact lap 1 that set him back all the way to almost, I believe it was P16, and he worked himself all the way back up to P9. So I'm gonna take Galindo tonight.
Those Porsches are going to be tough here. I'm going to go with a silver driver, though, and go Stefan Buckley.
Nice.
Good call. Picking the underdog. I love it.
Those silver splits have to stick together, you know?
I'm right there with you.
Beautiful shot of the Porsche.
Oh. Beautiful car, beautiful sounds.
I see in the chat that Brett Swift is missing tonight. That's Galindo's teammate.
This should put him about 4/10 behind pole. Yep. Good for P3.
Very nice. At a 123.2. I believe he can squeeze a little more time out of that. Vasquez is almost at your number of sitting at a 122.7 right now. Payan had a great race last race, even though he had an unfortunate situation that knocked him back pretty early on in the race, but fought his way almost through the whole field back up to where he qualified at. He had a fantastic race last weekend. Last week, sorry.
Do you think that's why he changed his livery to a bright yellow one, so he's everybody's more aware where he's at?
It is not a bad idea. That is the "do not hit me" livery, please.
That never works. Smitzer about to come across the line, 3/10 up on his time. We'll put him into the 22s. Straight to P2. Oh, almost to the 22s. 23.0.
Moffitt takes the P2 spot in a Bentley.
Just 5 thousandths faster than Schmitzer. Oh, whoa. Tight little slip there for the McLaren of Tyrell Foster, but he managed to recover it. He's still up on his time. Crossing the line at P7. And we got last week's fan favorite, Anton Rusevic, on the 581 Ford. I don't know. I don't see his fans out there in the chat today. Maybe they're running a bit late.
So far.
Yeah, maybe they're running late.
If you are back from last week for Anton, let's hear some support. Let's hear it. Let's get them comments flowing. And again, we'll say it again. If you have a favorite driver out there that you want to see some screen time of, whether during qualifying or the race, just throw it in the chat, and we'll be sure to put it on.
Felix Payan just had a big improvement up from P11 to P6.
Rusevic will be close to pole here. Yep.
Ooh,
P2.
what a run.
122.9.
There's his fans. Ren Aoki's about to gain 2 seconds. Straight to pole, 22.5.
There it is. Ding, ding, ding. We got a winner.
There's the number.
Way to go, Ren.
GTR.
Gotta love it. Gotta love this older models getting some play time and doing well. I think that's the best thing. The custom BOP is the best thing that happened to this game.
I have to agree with you. I love this season, the variety. Compared to last season, there's just such a variety of older vehicles being used that never were used before. And I mean, look at all the Bentleys in just Division 5. Oh no.
Oh, he was doing so well. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a way we can put the deltas up, Brett, on the stream.
Let me see. That's the best.
You can see them that way, but you won't be able to see the leaderboard, but it's not bad.
Correct. That's the best I can do. And it'd just be the delta to the car in front, not the actual position.
That's true. We'll look into that for see if we can find a way to do that for the next stream. I know I've seen people do it before. I would like to point out for all the Anton fans out there, we have been pronouncing his name wrong. It is Rushevich instead of Rusevich. So Rushevich. Anton Rushevich, the fan favorite.
Travis here is up 2/10 on his time. He's behind pole 4/10, so if he can squeeze out a little bit more, he might just steal the pole from Aoki. It'll be his last lap as qualifying time has reached 0. So as soon as you cross the line, that'd be it. Aoki is not on track right now, so he's vulnerable. He's up 3/10 right now. He's having a great run.
Yeah, there was still about a minute and a half left whenever Aoki set his time, and I guess he decided that was enough, so he pulled over and RTG.
Travis still up 5/10. Is gonna be close. He's getting a tow kind of from the car in front.
I believe that is Bermudez Garcia in front of him.
Pedal to the metal, going to the line, and P3.
P3. He lost a little bit out of that last turn.
Still a great try. He was up to 6/10 at one point, so there's some more time in that McLaren. It's going to be interesting fight at the front with Aoki and Vasquez, with Rushevich not too far behind either.
Foster across the line to finish out qualifying.
All right, guys, that was an intense session of qualifying. Should be a great race. We're going to go through the grid here in a second. We can look all the liveries.
As we sit here, we'll go through the standings real quick. You have your leader right now in first place in the overall standings from last race, Dean Stefani. Followed right behind him, Elliot Levine. Anton Rushevich sitting in third overall. Followed by Vince Nicolette in fourth, and Matt Matisse rounding out your top 5. And for your silver drivers, Dean Stefani, your overall leader, but also your silver leader. I would say, depending on this race, it's safe to say he may see a bump to gold. But currently he is sitting as your leader for silver, followed by Matt Matisse in second and Matt Mellinson in third, rounding out your top 3 for silver. We did see some pretty good battling between Matisse and Mellinson last week in the Bentleys. So hopefully we can see some more good racing. Two people I am looking out for this race are Kyle Miller and Matt Mellinson. If we remember last race, they had that battle, the two Bentleys, going back and forth for the last 5 laps, and actually had some contact coming into the second to last turn. So I'd like to see if we can see some good racing between them again.
Miller's a little far down in the grid too, so that'll be fun to see him drive up through the field.
Like we said before, the big story is hoping Marco Vasquez can make a clean return and have a full race with no issues, and see if he can have a little redemption shot at his unfortunate situation last week.
Looking here at the team standings, I see that Ren Aoki and Stefan Buckley are running right now at number 6 up for Top Gear, Bottom Tax Racing team. So they can pick up some good points here. Maybe they can even jump to first place. They're behind 45 points, but Matt Schmitzer and Elliot Levine, they're in the top 10, but who knows, this turn 1 is very dangerous, so some action might happen and we can see some shakeup of the standings right now.
And surprisingly enough, we were talking about the older cars with the BOP, custom BOP, bringing some of these older cars that haven't been used a lot back to life. Your second and third place in team standings are both Bentley teams of Crazy Rabbits Racing with Justin Moffitt and Matt Mellinson, and then third, Matt Chard Racing with Darren Robichaud and Matt Matisse. Pretty cool to see Bentley's taking podium spots right now.
Let's go through the drivers here on the grid. I'm gonna click on each one so that each one can have some screen time and we can call out their names. So on pole we got Ren Aoki. Ryan, if you want to take over from here.
Go ahead. Followed behind Aoki, we have Marco Vasquez Barrentes. Hopefully he can get his redemption shot here. We have, I'm so sorry here, give me 1 second. Travis Tatro, rounding out the top 3 here. Followed behind him, the fan favorite of Anton Rushevich. Followed behind him in 5th place, rounding out your top 5, Justin Moffitt. In 6th behind him, Matt Schmitzer in a beautiful BMW. 7th place, we have Davim Galindo, my pick for the win tonight. Followed behind him, Stefan Buckley. That would be Sean's pick for the night, a silver driver. Followed behind him, Elliot Levine. And to round out your top 10, we have Felix Payan with a great race last season. Followed behind him, Ian Delmer. Scott Johnston behind him. Tyrell Foster behind him. Your race winner last time, Dean Stefani. Tim Ducharme. Matt Anderson. Eric Rutterham. Kyle Miller. Thomas Greer. Matt Matisse. Vincent Nicolette. Tyler Martin. Rafael Cabrera. Alexander Bermudez Garcia. Matt Mellinson behind him. Mike Heisner. Jordan Kimball. Roger Rodriguez. Dan Rufus. JP Johnston. Shane Transu. Darren Robichaud. Donnie Keaton, and rounding it out, Sergio Lindo.
Good job. All right, we're running up the last corner and ready for these green lights that we all love. And take it away, Ryan.
Coming down the straightaway. This is where the nerves start building up, and hopefully we can have ourselves a clean lap 1. There's the green lights for round 2, Laguna Seca Division 4. Ren Aoki with a great launch. Vasquez coming around or outside, decides to sneak back in on the inside. We got Rushevich coming around the outside of Moffitt. Tatro takes it on that Rushevich there. Sorry about that. It looks like we have pretty clean racing going on here.
We got one around in turn 2. Vincent
Nicolette unfortunately spun it in turn 2. Ren Aoki still leading there. Vasquez following right behind him. They are actually starting to pull away, the two of them. Trying to look to get some space real quick. Followed right behind them, we got the second group of Tatro and Rushevich. You know, here Tatro is going to really want to close that gap and catch back up to Bermudez there before they can start running away from him. He doesn't want to lose that second place. You lose those first two guys early on. Coming into the hard turn of the corkscrew, we got 2 wide behind them. Looks like everybody made it through cleanly.
Ooh.
Oh, we have big contact. A spin in the corkscrew, not a good place to lose it.
Really congested on lap 1 here. Everybody's all bunched up and trying to get in the same real estate.
We're looking at a replay here.
We didn't get the right
live.
replay. Yeah.
Nope, that put us back too far, but we're back to live. Race leader Dean Stefani here looking to make a move on Johnston. Taking that P11 spot. You're going to see a lot of your passes being made in that turn 1. Rene Oki and Vasquez pulling away. It looks like Moffitt got in front of Rushevich at one point. Now, here's where these two guys are going to really want to start putting it down and catching back up to those front 2 runners, but it looks like the same old story as last week. I mean, Vasquez just starting to walk away, but this time bringing Aoki with him. Aoki actually leading. We saw this happen at Ricard. They just walked away from everybody. Got the Bentley battles going back on again here.
Ooh, we have a car in the back spinning around.
Rafael Cabrera.
Oh, tires in the sand. You hate to see it.
Just as we talked about earlier before the race started, you dip some tires in the sand, it could be real slippery and just pull you around. And it's showing right there, it's hard to get the car back on the track. Oh, Mustang back there making a dive on the inside.
Oh, we have some more contact.
Contact with a Bentley. Kyle Miller. This is that Mustang that went for the inside dive here. Did he touch him? He did.
He did.
Greer coming for the little late dive bomb there. Overshot the corner where he probably shouldn't have been and made contact with Miller. Gonna see that a lot on this track, unfortunately. It's a very hard track to pass on. Some of your only passes you can make are dive bombs into a lot of these faster corners, so hopefully we don't see too much of that tonight. Galindo trying to make a move here. Coming into the corkscrew, bumper to bumper with Rushevich. He goes for the inside and decides to call it off, play it safe. Survive to see another turn. We got a couple nice packs forming here. They're all starting to spread out, but we're seeing packs of 5 to 4 cars finding each other's pace here and battling between each other and running, trying to keep that group together so they can try to catch back up to the groups in front. I see Rafael Cabrera into the pits already from his accident.
There was a very large train of cars.
Oh, Aoki got a little sideways coming out of that corner. Still able to hold Vasquez off.
You got a large train of cars coming down into turn 2 right now.
That is the making it pretty clean so far. Very impressed, honestly. You know, I had some bumping, couple spin outs, but for the most part, very clean first couple laps. Oh, contact there with the Ferrari and the Bentley. Foster coming in on the line, plays it safe, stays behind.
Very close racing there at the corkscrew.
Yeah, it is.
They're all handling it very well. Very impressed. Very clean racing coming through there.
Oh.
Foster going for the move. Oh, teammates coming together in the McLarens. Collecting a Porsche with them.
It just goes wide. Both of the cars go
They
wide.
both did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, hits the Porsche.
I think they're in the wrong sport. This is not synchronized swimming, guys.
Looks like they were doing a little formula drift there, trying to get them tandem points.
You think they practiced that this week?
It looked like it. I mean, the two teammates, it was beautiful. It looked 10 for style points for sure.
Tara Foster is putting some major pressure on Levine here. Let's jump inside real quick, see how that looks from the inside. Very close racing by Foster
Wow.
in the chart. Impressive. Very good.
Ducharme came in on that pretty hot and held it together.
Oh, he might get a move here on the outside. Oh, nice block by Elliott. I don't know if that was a little bit late there, but if Foster gets a good exit out of the last turn here, he might have a run at him at T1.
Little wiggle when he came off.
This is going to get spicy right here. We got Ducharme going into the inside of Foster. Thinks better of it.
It appears that the BMW may be holding these cars up a little bit, but
I was gonna agree with you there. I think Foster knows he has pace on the Vine, and he's just. Yep, Ducharme made it around Foster.
Yes, he
Ducharme
did.
may have pace on both of them.
Let's see if we can catch that pass. That was just straightforward. He had a bad exit coming out of the turn.
Clean pass, very well done. I believe Foster does have the pace on the BMW of Levine in front of him, and it seems as Ducharme does as well, and they're going to want to try to get it by him as quickly as they can.
Ooh, we got contact on the back. Let's see if I can
The
catch
305.
Just tires in the sand will do it every time after that kink. It's really difficult because you don't want to commit to the inside and hit that sausage curb. That will just end your race.
It was a great avoidance by Rafael Cabrera there.
You got Tyrell Foster all the way up in the back of that AMG. Putting major pressure. You're right, the BMW is lacking a bit on pace, but he's doing a great job defending. So kudos to Levine here. Oh, the AMG is moving into the outside of the BMW. Is going to get a nice run into, cuts to the inside. It's going to be a drag race now. Going into the kink. If he holds this line, he's going to get the pass done. Little bit too much on the brakes there, but no contact. Clean racing. Very well done.
Scary spot to try to make a pass. It's basically a game of chicken.
You are very right on that one. Very high speed, blind corner with a very danger on the inside.
Foster is itching at the chance to get by.
Ducharme is going to have a great run on Levine here. They're looking. They're watching here. Lap after lap, they're watching.
Oh.
They're trying to see where are we faster, where can we get by. They're studying right now. Every lap.
Ooh, we have major contact in the back.
That was Sergio Lindo and Kyle Miller.
Ooh.
It's a bad spot to be.
Good job holding the brakes.
Unfortunately, the Ferrari by that Mustang, I believe, was not quite sure actually who that was.
Let's check in with our race leader out here. Renna Aoki has extended the gap to 1.3 seconds on Vasquez Barrantes, who has himself sending the lead to Moffett, who's a bit behind for the P3, P4 battle.
Galindo's making up some time on Moffett as well for P3.
The first 6 cars are all different manufacturers. Just showed you the power of the BOP.
Yeah, they nailed it on this track for sure. Vasquez sitting with the fastest lap of the race so far at a 1:23.910.
23.252.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you're correct. I was looking at qualifying. That is my fault.
It seems like Buckley's having some issues with his Nissan. He's lost a lot of time. And Elliott has pulled up behind him, towing the AMG and the McLaren behind, so it's going to be even more action now. Elliott living on the outside on the last turn.
Ooh,
Goes wide and loses that spot. I mean, it's hard to blame, and he's desperate to get past that BMW. He's losing a lot of time there. But, yeah, that'll cost you if you can't nail it.
If I was in the mind of Foster right now, I'd be thinking hopefully he can use the GTR of Buckley to almost hold up Levine just enough that it might open a door that he's looking for to get by that BMW of Levine.
Tyler Foster goes wide and spins out.
Oh.
That commentator's curse hits once again.
I'm going to have to say I don't know if I've seen a commentator's curse worse than Jorge's. It's just unfortunate. He went a little too
Buckley
wide.
goes off the road as well.
Oh, no.
Did the kink do it? It sure did.
Yep.
Ooh! Almost.
Well, makes a little contact.
Yeah, almost goes by clean. But that means that Ducharme got by Levine after that contact, so now he has clean air in front of him. Try to make a charge into Ian Demler, running in P6.
Got a couple more Rushevich fans showing up in the chat here.
I am noticing a trend on his fans. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's quite funny.
I have not noticed said trend yet.
We'll talk about it on the interview if he manages to podium.
No, we might pull up the drive. Even if they don't podium, we will pull up the driver that has the most amount of fans in the chat. So if you want to hear from your driver at the end of the race, let us know. You know, shout them out, and whoever seems to be the fan favorite, we will pull them up no matter position for a post-race interview.
My memory's a little foggy, but did he say that he had never raced here either?
I
Correct.
think so, yeah.
I believe everyone we interviewed, Vasquez, Stefani, Rushevich, all said that they either never raced here or only turned very few laps. Got a car coming out in the pits to get in the mix with the battle of Galindo and Moffitt. Moffitt makes it through. Galindo wants to get in front of him, and he does. Galindo will still be able to try to hunt down Moffitt here.
That BMW, it's Smitzer. I think he came in for damage.
Really?
Rushevich isn't too far back from these guys either, so might have a three-way battle here shortly.
Yep, he's right there.
Vasquez has closed the gap to Aoki. He's 0.9 behind. I think the traffic is affecting Aoki quite a bit.
Vasquez makes it clean through the blue flag. That is a driver you don't want behind you, to be honest. Vasquez is very good when he gets into open space and open track. He can turn some fast laps. That's one of those drivers that when they're behind you, you know you are going to have to perform. It's a little sideways on both of them actually there. Aoki, he knows he's going to have to perform his best this whole race because that is a fast driver behind you right now.
Vasquez holds the fastest lap over Aoki by less than a tenth, but last lap Vasquez was 1.5 seconds faster. I think that traffic really got to Aoki.
I can't help but notice, but it seems like Aoki here he's sliding a lot. He's almost every exit of a corner he's getting a lot of oversteer.
Yep.
Way too much.
He's oversteering.
Vasquez goes on the outside.
Too wide. Watch for the sausage curb on the inside.
It's gonna be a drag race down the straightaway.
Excellent racing from both these guys.
Aoki's gonna probably want that inside line. Goes outside. Vasquez comes on the inside. Doesn't have the distance quite there. Excellent side-by-side driving by the both of them, keeping it clean.
Oh no, Vasquez had a bit of a slide there. Lost a lot of time. Dropped back 1.5 seconds.
This is one of those tracks that it's pretty hot. I mean, the track right now is not hot, but when you slide, this track really tears your tires apart. So coming in hot there by Galindo, got right on the bumper of Moffitt.
He sure did.
Any bit of oversteer you get, any slides you have, really put a damper on your tires. Like I said, it seemed like Aoki was oversteering a lot of the different places, so we might see a later on before pit effect there.
So I've actually raced with Ren for quite a while, and that's nothing new. He tends to slide the car around a lot, but somehow is still fast.
Yeah, just his driving
Anton
style.
Rusevich making a move here on Galindo. Oh, Galindo dives into the pits, so just let him through.
Early pick, either had damage that he wants to get fixed or going for a pretty big undercut.
I think it's just the undercut, honestly, and it worked out pretty well last night. So that may be good for him as long as he can make it through traffic cleanly.
Yep. You just got to keep your tires alive for that second stint, and it might work out well in his favor.
I'm not a big strategist, but I think in this track I prefer to do the long stint because it's really hard to undercut with all the traffic. We seem to have a car off the track here.
The Porsche of Eisner, he's had some trouble this race. Do have to say, beautiful livery on that Porsche with the topographical map.
Galindo's pit is complete. And that will put him leading the cars that have taken their pit, so.
He did do he must have fixed some damage because he had a 40-second stopped pit time. So he may have fixed some damage on his car while in the pit.
Vasquez Barantes seems to be struggling. He's dropped back to 2 seconds, and he just had an invalid lap on last turn. And as you can see there, coming out of that turn, he is fighting the car all the way through. Foster just got past Rufus there, who dives into the pits.
Here's where things are going to get a little mixy with cars starting to go into the pit and coming out into weird traffic spots. Get him the McLaren off in the dirt over there. Looks like he just had a solo off.
For Barantes, I wonder how his tires feel right now after pushing really hard trying to get that lead from Aoki.
Oh, he's pushing again. He's closed the gap to 1.3.
Question is, who do we think is going to dive into the pits first?
I think Barantes will pit first. I think
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless he switched something up, Ren tends to run out stints about as long as he can.
Vasquez really closes that gap up and then has some issues and loses it a little bit. Robichaud,
Ooh,
that's a solo off there into the wall.
That's a hard hit.
Yep. Hit so hard he turned his blinker on. That is unfortunate.
Oh, we got some action here going on the front straight. Foster has the inside right now. See who's later on the brakes. Kimball managed to outbrake him into the turn, but he goes a little bit wide. Foster going into the inside. Stuck the line, hit the gas. Now it's a drag race. Still fighting for position. Closes the door on him and holds the position for now.
Nice pass.
Absolutely beautiful move by Foster there. You can't write up a better pass than that. You know, the guy on the outside overshoots and you can cut on that inside of him and then get just enough ahead in the next turn. You can close the door on him. That was just beautifully done.
Yeah, definitely a little bit late on the brakes for the other vehicle there. That's why you saw him shoot up in the front and then go wide. Rushovich on the pits.
He must also be repairing damage.
One interesting fact here about the pit in Laguna Seca is that if you get the first pit box, you're in a bit of trouble because you come out of a really sharp turn into the pits, and then to have to react to the pit box can throw you off sometimes. I saw some people overshoot it last night, and I'm hoping that's not the case for our race leaders today.
Yeah, you have to really pay attention to where you're in while you're sitting in the garage before the race. You have to really pay attention to remember what spot you were in, and if you were in that first spot, you got to remember almost come in a little slower than the other drivers, unfortunately, so you can have that quick cut.
Do you remember your pit spot, Ryan, on the races? Because I do not at all.
I do not, honestly, until you just said that. There are certain pit spots that on certain tracks will make it difficult for you, and if you don't remember and you come into that pit and realize, oh no, I overshot my spot because you didn't remember where you were, so now I'm gonna start paying attention to that.
Yes, so should I.
Jay Queasy, sorry, Jay May, Jay Queasy, whatever you go by now these days. Who is your fantasy SRA drivers? Oh, Stefani and Martin. I believe that's Kyle Martin and Dean Stefani. We have a fantasy team going on in the chat here, trying to get some fantasy points.
Got Aoki making his way through traffic, trying to lose the least amount of time as possible. In this case, if I was behind a big train of back markers, I would just pit. But I think he'll get some clean air if he manages to get by the 885 car there, who goes a bit wide.
Barantes ducking into the pits right now.
Well, keep an eye out on the timer for his pits. Ooh, that was a little bit wide there on the entry.
Yeah, looks like he might have tagged the tire barrier there.
That's not good. So that P3 and P4 are also on the pits with Moffer and Demler, sorry.
Maybe force Aoki's hand.
It's looking like for a almost perfect stop without fixing damage. We're looking at he needs to come out at about a minute of total pit time.
I like the decision by Vasquez. I think he thought maybe the 883 car will block Aoki down the straight and make him lose time, but unfortunately he did not, and he had an issue coming into the pit, so he might not gain the time that he wanted to gain.
We have someone in chat asking where Payan is. He's sitting currently P23. Felix Payan had a same situation last race, fell back to about these spots here, and he managed to work himself back up. He actually finished his pit already, so we'll see where he comes back out when everyone starts doing their pits.
Roger Rodriguez got a shout out, so here's your boy. Right now, Aoki still decided not to pit. He has clean air, so I understand. Totally sensible strategy. Once he catches up to that 357 car, I would definitely consider pitting, especially at the 31 to 29 minute mark. Vasquez had a total time of 102 stop, which is second best. 101 is the time that we see right now is the most optimal.
That is a very good pit stop, considering his not so great looking entry he had. We'll just have to see. We'll see what Aoki can do with his pit. See if we got any battles going on here in the back of the pack. Seems as if Anderson is coming up on Stefani here. Matt Anderson looking to take that P16 spot from, P17 spot from Stefani. And Matissey's wanting to get into the mix as well.
Seems like Galindo is up a spot on Rushovich.
Looking to make another spot on Delmar if he can close that gap a little bit. Delmer, sorry.
I think Galindo must have passed Rushovich because I believe Rushovich came out of the pits ahead of him.
Kimball just went wide there, and Vasquez managed to get past him.
Followed him through the dirt, though. It's one of those situations where the car in front makes a mistake, and you follow their mistake. Luckily, Vasquez was able to hold it together through the sand.
That's why it's important, guys, to look at where you're trying to go, because you will drive to where you're looking at, and most people like to watch the carnage unfold.
Matissey is all over Matt Anderson. Might be making a pass here. And he did. Anderson makes the pass on Matissey. Looks like Matissey might have had actually some issues coming out of the kink there. Anderson's back on Stefani. Payan and Nicolette together.
Oh, there goes Aoki into the pit.
Yep, keep an eye on that pit stop time here for you. There we go. Got a nice little four-way train going here. I'm sure Schmitzer's going to want to try to close this up a little bit, get a little closer to Matisse so he can maybe get in that fight with Anderson and Stefani.
Our front three are in the pits now.
Aoki had a total stop of 32 seconds, so he's probably going to have the same 102 coming out.
The pit exit here is very long, so this is going to be close at pit exit.
It's going to be very close. I think Aoki's going to come out in front.
I think so too.
Yep. They're going to be right back to battling like they were. Vasquez will be able to close that gap up because Aoki is on cold tires. And Vasquez has warmed up and correct pressure tires, hopefully. So he should be able to close this gap and get back to the racing they had going on. Lindo's going to want to get in front of that BMW coming out of the pits, and he does. Sitting P5 made some very good moves. I think that Galindo, correct me if I'm wrong, was the early undercut, correct?
I think so.
I believe he's the one that went in about 45 seconds or 45 minutes.
Yep, 40 minutes.
So seemed to have worked out great for him. I believe when he went into the pits, he was sitting around 11 or 12, and he's sitting top 5 now. Now you just got to hope that those tires can hold out for the rest of the race.
A little bit of wiggling by the McLaren ahead. Something must have happened because I'm showing a gap of 11 seconds to Aoki.
Yes.
And he just pulled a 130 lap. That's a big jump. He must have went off track. Yeah.
That's that sausage curb in the kink.
Both cars.
Send him to the shadow realm.
But both cars had a terrible. Oh well,
yeah.
Aoki was coming out of the pits, so yeah, it was definitely a mistake by Varantes there.
Sean, did you say you watched the replay and he hit the curb?
Yeah, he hit the sausage in the kink.
Yeah, that'll get you. Yeah.
Fan favorite Rushevich with the fastest lap of the race at a 1:23.127. Rushevich held the fastest lap at Paul Ricard for quite a while last race as well.
Let's see if Galindo can set up a pass here on turn 1. He just needs a good exit coming out of the last turn here. Oh, a
little oversteer. Looks like Ducharme might be trying to make some moves on Melanson. I don't think he has the run for turn 1 here. A little too much of a gap.
Melanson is driving the wheels off of that Bentley because he's up 17 positions from the start of the race.
Yeah, great drive by Melanson. Oh, a cluster here. We got that 4-way battle, and looks like we got the Bentley team here of Matisse and Rudderham. Rudderham joining in on this fight.
I think he went
a bit. Rudderham.
Yeah. No, definitely was not over to him.
That is my fault. That is those Bentleys.
I believe that's Darren behind him, isn't it?
Yes, you're right.
The
Yep.
blue flag.
Yep. He was just getting out of the way. That's why he looked wide.
Anderson, Schmitzer, and Mattisey have a little three-way action going on for the 11th, 12th, and 13th position. Anderson leading the little pack of three here, trying to hold off the BMW of Schmitzer and the Bentley of Mattisey, while he's trying to catch that top 10 spot of Dean Stefani in the Ferrari.
Oh, Bermudez Garcia just had an incident here.
Sausage curb.
Curb claims another.
Brett Swift in the chat, you are correct. Galindo had the good undercut, and it did put him into P5, but he did fix damage. He might, and I had the same issue in my race. He might have forgot to turn off the repair damage before going into pit. So he had an extra 10 seconds on his pit. If he didn't have that extra 10 seconds, that very well could have put him into P3 when he came out of the pits.
A little bit of wiggle there.
Rushevich all over Galindo now.
He's close.
Ian Delmer having a great drive tonight. Finished 31st at Paul Ricard. Currently sitting P4. Great drive for Delmer if he can hold this together. Holding off the pole sitter from last race and a fast driver of Galindo. So either Ian had a bad race last race or a great race this race.
Aoki just put a 126 invalid lap and lost 2 seconds to Barrantes behind. It'd be interesting if the tire degradation on both cars on the top will cost a spot for either of them, because Moffat is being pretty consistent in P3.
At this point, with Aoki having a 10-second gap and a few blue flags between him and Vasquez, you would think maybe he doesn't stop pushing hard, but, you know, takes it easy for a few laps, try to keep those tires going. A little spin off for
Dan Rufus here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wasn't a bad off until had some contact with the wall there in the front end. Yeah, if I'd have to say if I was Aoki, I'd be thinking about some tire saving laps here while you have that gap and those blue flags between you and Vasquez.
Say he's probably going to keep pushing. Just ran a 22.9 that lap.
Vasquez is still holding the best at 22.7, but that was on the on the first stint. Aoki definitely put a monster a lap there at 122.9 to set the tone.
Got a four-way battle here going through the corkscrew for P3 basically.
Ian Demler here, sorry, is really gonna want to fight for this position and hold on to it to gain as many points back this race that he didn't get to collect last race. So if he can catch Moffitt here and get around him, that would be a podium position. And with 17 minutes left in this race, Demler, Galindo, and Rushevich, they all have eyes on that podium spot, and that's Schmitzer with a great pass and the cutback from Anderson gets his spot back. Mattisey's wanting to get into the mix here.
Yeah, all three of these guys seem to have pretty similar pace, so it's going to be down to who makes a mistake first.
Ooh, nice move on the corkscrew on the inside.
Wow.
What a move.
Beautiful pass by Schmitzer. Saw the mistake from Anderson. Anderson made a little mistake, and Schmitzer saw it and went for it and made it stick.
We were definitely not ready for that one.
No. Great heads up racing there by Schmitzer to see that mistake and see that opening and have the reaction to go for it before it's too late. Rushevich all over the back of Galindo.
It's going to have a good run here.
Yeah, Galindo got a little wide just the turn prior to that.
Goes the inside. See another move into the corkscrew? I would say probably not, but after watching that, you never know.
Oh no, and then we hit again.
I'm so sorry, Galindo.
Let's see what happened. Too much inside curb, bounce, bounced the car.
Got on the gas after the curb and just lifted that rear end up. What position? He held on to P6 still.
I think he only dropped one spot.
He's behind Rushevich still, but he's got a lot of gap to make up if he wants to get back into this fight with them.
I think the fight here for P3 is going to be the most interesting one. I think Ren, Aoki, and Vasquez are way too far ahead. But still a lot of race to go. 15 minutes, about a quarter of the race.
I would like to apologize to Brett Swift for the commentator curse on Galindo.
Go ahead.
Demler's really wanting that podium spot from Moffitt here. He's closed that gap up a lot on him, and he's seeing coming close onto his bumper into the corkscrew. He's seeing that there's, we're coming towards this last quarter of the race here, and it's time. It looks like he's saying this is it. This is time. Here's where he's going to start to push for that podium spot.
He went a little bit on the sand there. He lost about a second.
And go ahead.
Is that the sponsor I think it is? It is. Very bold choice there.
They are OnlyFans is big into the racing scene anymore. They sponsoring a lot of cars out here.
I thought that
with Rushevich's pace, he does not have the fastest lap time now, but he's still up there and he has a very good pace. He also is probably looking for that podium spot there. He can see it, and he wants to get around Demler here and try to get a fight for that P3 spot.
Isn't that the best where you can see the podium right in front of you and you just attacking full on for it?
It's what racing is all about. You're there, you can see it, and it's just full on everything you got. This is just what racing's all about right here. And I'm sure Rushevich is feeling it, and so is Demler. And then you got Moffitt up there, who's feeling a little bit different emotions. He knows he's got the podium spot, and he's fighting to keep it. So he's pushing, but for a different reason. He's pushing and defending. So I'm sure he's feeling the pressure, feeling the nerves.
Rushevich on the outside.
Goes wide. But it's like we're saying, you're going to start seeing a lot of that here, I believe. Going for the things that they weren't going before, trying different maneuvers. Trying things they haven't tried yet to see what they can do here in the last few minutes.
Vasquez is struggling. He's lost a couple more seconds to Aoki.
Seems as if he's been having some issues with I believe Aoki's done a better job tonight around the blue flags than Vasquez. Seems as if Vasquez has struggled a little bit more than Aoki has when it comes to blue flags tonight.
Yeah, I think Vasquez is focusing on keeping P2 at this point of the race.
Yep.
I think Matisse might get a little frisky here.
Little Bentley on Bentley action. Oh.
almost scored another one.
Martin in the back there getting a little slidey.
Even with a 13-second lead, Ren Aoki is not letting up any. He's still running low 23s, pushing this GTR for all it's got.
We got the weight-saving Bentley of Matt Melanson here, putting some pressure on Levine.
That's how he made up those 17 positions.
Ooh, he might have a good run.
Melanson all over the back of Levine. We have a lot of comments in the chat about a Muffy. I'm believing that is going to be Moffitt, but I'm not quite sure. But he seems like he's got some fans out there, whoever this Muffy is.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah. Schmitzer is a great driver, but the Ohio State livery, it's not doing it for me.
Oh, Stephanie goes wide.
Oh, Dean came in hot into the corkscrew. Oh, and Schmitzer makes it around?
Yes, he made the pass.
I believe Stefani got back on the track, but he may have given the position to Schmitzer knowing he made the mistake. Yeah, safe free entry.
Yep.
Very smart, good driving.
Varantas just lost 4 spots. I think he's out of the track. Oh, no.
No.
He's gone.
He RTG'd.
He's gone completely.
I think he dropped again. Yes.
John, if you could see in the replay if something happened, if you can go back into your replay and.
I can't. He's just gone. I can't go back and watch him.
I think he disconnected again.
It's heartbreaking at this point. That's very unfortunate.
Wow. Well, but good news for Muffy and Demler, who move into the podium positions with Rushevich in 4th.
That gives Demler that podium he was fighting for, and Rushevich has a little under 9 minutes to close that gap if he wants that podium spot.
He made a mistake last lap. That's why he dropped a little bit back. But I'm confident he's gonna squeeze out some pace out of that Ford.
I believe so. He's always he's getting fastest lap times all the time at every track, and I think he's got it in him.
Oh, we got some carnage going on here.
That is Tyler Martin in the Ferrari, the blue and yellow Ferrari there. Dean Stefani in the Ferrari in front of him.
Oh no!
And comes into contact with Stefani and pushes Stefani off track, which I believe allows Miller through, unless Miller might be a lap down, I believe.
I think Stefani just went off track again here. Yep, overcooked it. Frustrations settling in.
Yeah, I believe that was Martin that pushed him off the track coming into that turn, and it looked like he was frustrated with Martin a little bit and might have overcooked it on him just a little.
The Anton Faithful showing up on YouTube again.
That's unfortunate for Stefani because Martin is actually a lap or two down. So sorry, Galindo. That's unfortunate for Galindo. He's still holding on to a P5, but to get bumped off track like that by a blue flag is unfortunate, especially when you're battling for position like he was on Rushevich there.
Rushevich is closing in fast. He dropped the gap by 1.2 seconds. Let's check in with Aoki, see how he's doing with a comfortable 21-second lead.
I think he might have noticed how big his lead was because he's backed his lap times down just a little bit.
Yes, he has. And he's probably sensing that we're looking at him, so he's trying to prevent that curse.
Yeah, we might want to hop off him for the remainder of the race, let him finish out strong. Moffitt coming into some traffic here, blue flags. This might help out Demler here.
Demler can smell that P2.
Yeah, and this is actually going to help out Rushevich as well. It's going to slow Demler and Moffitt down and allow Rushevich to try to close that gap. Moffitt's going to want to get around that Mustang right now.
That's the car of Thomas Greer.
He had issues in the beginning.
He jumped out of the way.
Good on him there. Letting the fight out. Is he going to let Demler by?
He should.
I hope he does to let the fight continue.
Yes.
He does. He goes wide.
Yeah.
Good on you, Greer. Keep the fight going.
Rushevich is now within 1.2 seconds.
He actually made it around Greer a lot faster than the other two did.
Yep.
We have a car off the track. Let me see if I can grab it. That seems to be Dan Rufus. He's gonna touch the sand here. Oh no, the sausage curve claims another victim. Ooh, and forces the other car off the track. Good evasion. Yeah, good.
In the sand.
Just if you were wondering about Ren Aoki, he just set the fastest lap at 122.7. He's definitely not holding back. Somebody must have said something to him.
He said 20-second lead. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna make it a 30-second lead. 122.730 fastest lap.
That's our qualifying times almost.
Rushevich is down to a 0.3. He's on the bumper of Demler.
He's flashing him.
trying to throw some tricks out there. You know, perfectly legal. Try to get into your opponent's head.
Not this lap.
I'm sure the fans in the chat are loving this for Rushevich right now. Demler just trying to hold on to that podium position, and this is great for Moffitt. If Rushevich can get on the bumper of Demler, Moffitt's going to really enjoy that. It's kind of giving him some breathing room right now.
Oh no, we got Buckley off the road. Sausage curb on the kink.
If anybody in chat has been watching and noticed a trend, almost every time we put the replay on, it is the same two corners.
Ooh. Anton getting a little bit wiggly there.
Tyler Martin might be trying to make a move on Tatro back here, getting a little close to him. Tatro starts to pull away. Martin must have made a mistake right before we got onto him. This is your battle of the race right now. Fight for P3, fight for that podium spot. Rushevich puts it in the dirt a little bit, keeps it on track.
I've noticed him do that almost every lap, so he's really pushing around that turn.
Yep. Moffitt coming into a blue flag, bringing the bunch back together. Lots of traffic ahead. Coming into the corkscrew is going to really bring that pack together here. Moffitt makes it by. Demler's looking for Demler's using the flashers. They let him by. Lets Rushevich by. Rushevich is right there on him. If he can get a good exit here, he might have a shot. Goes for the hard cut. Gets a straight line exit. Take it away, Jorge here.
Anton closing in on Demler. He's going to choose the inside line, maybe? No, goes outside, hard on the brakes. Unable to get by Demler in this case. I think he made a mistake there when he tried to go for the inside, even though there was no space. He will have another go at it, though, before and the next lap, if he can keep it up. We have one more lap to go, I believe. Yes.
Yes. There's that dirt again.
Oh, there's the flash. Trying to move on the outside there. They're side by side going into the braking zone. Anton unable to find the grip on the outside there.
I believe coming into that T2, that kink, or the hairpin there, I believe Rushevich made a little contact with Demler. Thinking Demler was going to go the outside, but Demler stayed on the inside. Rushevich might have been a little better off shooting to the outside there. But like you said, he's got one more shot. He's just got to keep it close coming into that straightaway. Demler's thoughts right now are nail these next two corners to try to keep that gap off him on the straight. But Rushevich is staying right there. Goes for the inside.
Oh, contact!
Little contact. It is a drag race to here now. It's all you, Jorge.
Again, we got the same situations from the last lap. On the outside, hard on the brakes. Makes his stick, cuts into the inside. Oh, contact, hard contact. Demler spun around. Demler spun around. That's sad to see. The stewards are going to have a look at that one after the race. Demler manages to stay in P4 for the meantime. But
Rushevich is going to get the spot back. Good on him. Good on him.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Class act by Rushevich there. Made the mistake into the corner. turned in for the undercut. Didn't get the overlap he quite needed, and Demler made the move of going in, and there was some contact, and Rushevich gave it back. But it allows them to fight one last time here.
No!
No, keep it together. Rushevich is just feeling the frustration of the mistake, and was racing knew he had one last shot, racing his head. I believe he should be far enough off Galindo to be able to hold that P4 spot here.
Aoki just finished the race in P1. Congratulations on his wing and some style points.
Aoki with a great race.
Moffat will round up P2 here. It'd be interesting to see what the judges or the stewards rules for that incident, because he did give the position back and nobody lost. Yeah.
It'll be a what do they call it? Real quick here. Demler going from a P31 last race to a podium finish in P3. Great drive by Demler there. Rushevich in P4, and it's going to be Galindo rounding out the top 5. Melanson right behind in 6th. Ducharme in 7th. Levine and Schmitzer coming close. Schmitzer almost had him. That's 2 BMWs. Rounding out the top 10 would be Matisse, followed right behind by Rutterdam in P11. Anderson, P12. Got Tyler Martin coming in P13. Had some issues in the beginning. Payan coming in a P14. Had some issues in the beginning as well. Made a good run back.
Stefani P15. Nicolette P16.
It's everybody.
That is everybody.
Thomas Greer rounds out your top 20, followed by Stephen Buckley in 21. Dan Rufus P22. Cabrera finishes out in 23rd. 21st Cabrera, 22 for Transu. Robichaud 23rd. Had a few drop out mid-race towards the back of the pack. Must have had issues and retired the car. But great racing tonight, to be honest. For the most part, early on in the race was cleaner than expected. And then throughout the race had some incidences, but overall there was a few, probably 2 to 3 packs that were just bumper to bumper the whole race. Especially after everybody pit and came back out, there was a couple really good groups of battling going on there. Very fun to watch.
Yeah. What I would say, we try to find the winners. We'll try to talk to Aoki, who's our race winner for today. Keynote, Melanson came in P1 for the silver division, so congrats to him.
All right, let's see.
Aoki's not on chat. I cannot find him.
While we wait, I'm gonna see if Demler wants to come up for a chat real quick. I didn't see who rounded out top 3 for silver.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't catch that.
I'm gonna pull up Rushevich for had a great race, and for the fans here, just find out what happened there, see what his perspective was for the incident there. Pull him up here. Anton Rushevich, are you there?
Hello.
How's it going? You are on the D4 stream here. Good race. You had a awesome battle there for the last 20 minutes. A little incident coming into turn 2 there with Demler. Could you talk us through that a little bit? What was going through your head? What was the attempt? All that.
Well, I tried to do a switchback on him. He was going really far in on the entry of the corner, so I tried to take a wide line, and then just a racing incident, I gave the position back because I felt like, fair play, right? So, listen, it was a tight battle. Had fun at the end of the day. Ian and I already talked. it was hard racing at the end of the day, so no regret there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was it's one of those situations where they say if you stop going for those gaps, you're no longer a race driver. So you went for it. There was an incident, and you did the right thing and gave the position back. But overall, how did the race go for you? You had the fastest lap for a little bit there. How'd the car feel? That battle, it was pretty intense there for a while. How did it all feel for you?
Let me say, car felt horrible. I'm not gonna lie. In the few days building up to the race, it was just swear word after swear word going on in practice sessions. So I'm not gonna replicate any of that right now, but let me tell you, it was frustrating. My teammate Thomas was also not having a great time, especially with turn 6 and the corkscrew. It was just not, it's not my favorite track, but I'm surprised I was able to keep it consistent. But overall, I mean, like, it was a good time. I'm glad that I can actually, use my practice to good use. So
Yeah. Again, you were the fan favorite of the stream. You got a lot of fans out there rooting for you. It was a great race. Awesome performance to watch. You guys got anything for him?
No, man. Keep it up. I look forward to seeing you in Silverstone.
Yeah, excellent
Appreciate it,
driving,
guys.
bud.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Have a good night.
I
right,
messaged Ren so we can grab him.
All right, go
All
ahead.
right. Let me find his name. There he is. Ren Aoki.
Yes, sir.
You are in the D4 live stream. Race winner. You were absolutely flying out there.
I feel like race winner is a bit of an understatement.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I love the confidence. I love the
see.
confidence.
I
I'm
see
feeling
you.
it tonight.
You had the second fastest pit, which helped you out. Other than the good pit and the obviously clearly flying lap times, we kept saying, there was times, especially towards the end of the race, we were like, he's pulling away, he's got a huge lead, maybe he's going to start going for some tire saving laps, and then you put down the fastest lap time of the race. So talk us through your mindset for tonight. What you felt. You just seemed like you felt the car. How did it all go for you?
Tonight was a night to lock in and get it done. That's plain and simple. Head down, visor down, get it done. And I had a setup that worked with me very well, especially with these temperatures. That very cooler temperatures tonight, as opposed to midday races where it can get a little hot. So the car really liked that too. And it was just all about pace at that point.
Yeah, and if it was all about pace, you had it. You were absolutely flying. It was just awesome to watch. It was awesome to watch the no letting up, even when you had the lead, even when you had a huge gap. You just never let up. You just kept pushing it, and it was awesome to watch. Silverstone next week. You're coming in off a race win. How do you feel about Silverstone? Do you like the track? Know the track? What are your thoughts on that track?
I know the track. It's a very fun track to be at, and especially in the Nissan, it's fun to chase people around and catch up to them in the straights. That's always a fun. But Silverstone, definitely one to work at for this upcoming week. So that's on my to-do list.
Awesome. Well, you're coming off a huge win. Hopefully you can carry that momentum into next week, and look forward to seeing what you can do there, guys. You got anything for him, guys?
So you mentioned your car liking the cooler temperatures here at this race. It's going to be much, much cooler at Silverstone. So do you think it'll work in your favor there?
If I can get the setup right, yes, I think so. I think this car really likes to slide around, and having those cooler temperatures to cool down the tires in the straights really helps out to get to the next corner without overheated tires. So I'm pretty sure that we'll do pretty good.
All right, we'll have to keep an eye on you next week too then.
Sounds good.
All right. Have a good night.
And a quick shout out to my teammate Stephen Buckley. He did a great race too. It's a shame that he got caught up in some stuff in the back, but that's how racing goes sometimes.
Yep, he did have some unfortunate situations, but he worked through it and had a good finish.
All right, sounds
Good luck next week.
Yep. Later, guys.
All right, and Ian Demler, your was he P2, I believe?
Yes, I believe so.
Pull him up real quick.
He was P3, I think, wasn't he?
P3, yes.
Moffat was P2.
Oh, Moffat was
Moffat
P2.
was,
Yeah,
yes.
correct.
Okay. Ian Demler.
Hey, Jones.
How is it going tonight? Great race. Had a little incident. We just spoke with Anton Rushevich there. You guys had a little incident there. Other than that, last half of the race there was an amazing battle to watch between you guys, between you and Moffat, chasing Moffat down. Talk us through it a little bit. What were your thoughts? Were you trying to just hold on to that podium spot, or were you really trying to push for that P2 spot?
Well, so coming out of the pits, I was right on Moffat's backside, and I just couldn't. I was faster than him in a lot of corners, especially like the corkscrew, but I just didn't have the power to beat him out of the corners. But my big thing was I was actually P4, I think, most of the time, and I don't know what happened. Someone that was in P2 either crashed or left the race or whatever, retired. But yeah, I mean, I was just unfortunately had people attacking me the whole time too, which made it kind of tough, and not able to. You driving in your mirror and looking in mirror one eye and looking forward in the other, trying to, see if you can make a move and try not to give up the spot either.
Yeah, that's the one thing we were talking about. You were chasing Moffat down, but you were also having to hold off that Mustang of Rushevich. Incident into T2 at the end there. Did you see it coming? Did you know it was about to happen? Did you think he's going to give you the spot back? What did you think there?
Well, I don't know about I saw him obviously coming around the corner that he gave me the spot back, which was mighty nice of him. Good sportsmanship, so I applaud him definitely for that. He reached out to me literally right after the race and just basically we talked about it, and I was like, look, I'm not mad at all. I mean, I would have probably tried to do the same thing. I kept you behind me for 3-4 laps and trying to do my best to defend and keep you behind me, and I mean, it is what it is, and I thought it was clean racing. He had that car next to him too. It was a lap vehicle, which I think took away his racing line.
Yep. Well, Silverstone next week, coming off a podium finish. How do you feel about the track? Do you like it, know it, love it, hate it?
I'm very indifferent on that track. I don't seem to really carry too much pace there. I think I'm like a high 159 or something like that. Last week should have been a good race for me too. I was stupid and didn't put fuel in the car, so I had to RTG and come back, and I think I was P10 or 11 in that race when it happened too. So hopefully my luck is trending upwards for the rest of the season, and I can do well this season.
Yeah, you had a great turnaround race from last week, so look forward to seeing you next week and seeing if you can come use this momentum off this podium finish into next week. You got anything for him, guys?
No, I don't. I think you covered all of it.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you next week, and maybe we can get another interview with you if you get another podium finish.
10-4. Thanks, gentlemen. You have a good night.
Yes, sir. Great race tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and then I think that's it because I do not see Moffat to pull him up here.
Nope.
Yeah, I think that would be done for the day then.
Yep.
To all of you out there watching, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to us to see you guys chatting up on YouTube and rooting for your favorite drivers. It definitely keeps us engaged as well on the race, trying to find good things to show you. And it's been a pleasure presenting you this round 2 of season 12 for Division 4 for the SRA GT3 Team Series. This is Jorge Blasini Rivera, joined by Ryan Van Epps and Sean Daniels. Thank you so much, and see you next week.
Jorge, I'm gonna have to stop you real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
We had a question in the chat. Says you guys never revealed what the trend with the Anton's fan was. if we want to go over that, or if we just want to end the stream and leave it a mystery.
Cliffhanger.
No, we'll leave it as a cliffhanger.
Love to see
So
it.
you guys pay attention next week. All right, guys. Have a great